Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown, not in my cider shed, still in Devon, in this lovely house, with another cider to try. And it's a producer we tried once before, in episode, I think it was number 305. I'll put it on the screen. I think it will say 305, but I might be wrong. And it was from Lyme Bay Winery, a winery that makes all sorts of things, not just wine. I mean, all sorts, mead, flavoured wines, fruit wines, cider, just liqueurs, all sorts of things. I think they're called like Lyme Bay drinks or something, because they do so many different things. Anyway, how to say on them? I seem to remember Jack Ratt was a local smuggler or something, and so they chose to celebrate him in their cider sort of brand. It's called Jack Ratt after the smuggler. But I saw a bottle in a shop today from those guys, and here it is. And it looks a little fancier than the last one that we had. Barrel selected cider, still 8%, it's a big boy. A rounded, full-bodied cider with sweet notes of apple, vanilla, and spice. What's it say on the back? Well, it contains sulfites for starters. Don't really care about that. Selected from the finest West Country cider apples and aged in oak barrels that previously held spiced rum. This cider has a bittersweet flavour with a smooth, rounded finish. Enjoy chilled, perfect with pork dishes and caramelised vegetables. That's what it says. That's all it is. Screw cap because it's still. So, it's been in rum barrels, has it? Spiced rum. All right. Now, that all sounds very good, doesn't it? Oh yeah, does, Chris. Sounds brilliant. But I don't always like things to be in barrels because sometimes the barrel dominates. You don't get the flavour of the cider. So if this is made from excellent West Country bittersweet apples, I'd like to try them. I don't want to just taste rum. So I'm a little bit, also it's 8%, which makes me feel like there was some rum left in those barrels that bolstered it up to 8%. That's what I think. But let's not judge it until we've tasted it. Let's take the top off and pour some out into this wine glass. So, still, of course, nice colour. Lovely colour. Not as dark as I thought it might be, but it's got some amber to it, that. It has. Not as amber as some ciders we've had, but reasonably amber, that I would say. Yeah, reasonably amber, and it is, I think it's bright. Hang on. Yeah, that's bright. It is bright. I don't know if it's filtered or racked off or whatever, but it's bright, that's for sure. Right then, so let's have a sniff. Okay, I can smell a lot of rum and not so much cider on the nose for starters, which bothers me a little bit, but let me just have another go. It's quite a delicate nose. Yeah, it's like sweet and spicy. Maybe there's a little bit of funky apple cider character in the background there. I think there is. Let me just lift up these glasses. My reading glasses are a bit different to me. The ones are kind of funny shape. And they're a bit small for my big head. One more go, hang on. Yeah, I'm sticking with that. I'm getting some funkiness, which I quite like. So the sort of thing you associate with wild fermented cider. I don't know if it's like a wild yeast or not, but it smells like it might be. The dominant thing I'm getting is that sort of spicy rum thing. It's not totally in your face, but it is the first thing I'm smelling. Maybe like a bit demerara sugar, as well, sort of sweet thing. But rum is made from sugar. So let's have a taste. Bone dry. Tannin. It has tannin, all right. It really does. And actually, on the palate, not too bad. The rum is subtle. It's just there. I don't mind it. I am getting traditional sweated apple character, leatheriness. Then I'm getting some hard tannin on the back, a strunchy on the front, and soft tannin. It tastes like a traditional still cider. It really does. Relatively low in acidity. You know what? It's not bad. It's not super complex. It's not super complex. It really isn't. But what's there is solid. This is a solid, still, traditional, bittersweet cider. It really is. It's bone dry. It's got tannin. It's got structure. It's got that kind of like aged, sweated apple character, which I really like. It's got a little hint of like vanilla and rum and spice, but not very much at all. It's just there. And actually, it brings enough to the party you can taste it, but it in no way smothers the cider that's underneath. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that. In the same way that some of the Ross and Weiss ciders we had, I think particularly the major batch D80, I think it was in bourbon barrels. The bourbon barrel was brilliant. It was just there. It just gives it a richness and some more character, another dimension. But the underlying character of the major was absolutely present and correct. It was great. And this is doing a similar kind of thing. It really is. It really is. It's actually pretty good. It doesn't feel like 8% though, so it's dangerous in that regard. If you like dry still cider, you will like this. You really will. It almost drinks like a very dry white wine, is what it drinks like. It isn't super complex. It's not the most complex thing I've ever had. I can't think it's wild yeast or not. I feel like it is. Because that acidity thing isn't there that you get with wine yeast. So they are a winery, so maybe it is a wine yeast, but for some reason that tannin sort of like offsetting that sort of acid character, and also they're bittersweet apples anyway, so they're not going to be high in acidity at all. So there wouldn't be a lot of acid there to start with. Yeah. So Lyme Bay, actually, I have to say, I've had two of their ciders now, and both of them, I thought, it's all right. I've been a little bit beforehand, and I was like, yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'd pick up a bottle of their cider going forward if I saw it. I would, because I've had two of their things, and they've both been pretty solid. So there you go. I have to be careful with this though. 8%. It don't feel like 8%. I mean, it could be 5%. You wouldn't know. It's like it is dangerous. All right, guys. There you are. Lyme Bay Winery, the Jack Ratt, keeps in scratch, Jack, but because of scratting something in a barney. Jack Ratt selection. This is the barrel selected cider. And it's all right. Yeah, if you see it, pick it up. It didn't seem cheap, but you know what? It's 750ml. It's been aged in the barrel. You expect to pay a little more for those sorts of things, don't you? Yes, we do, Chris. All right. As always, thank you for joining me. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.